This video is sponsored by the best team of people I've ever worked with, Ghostfire, and their new Kickstarter, Ethereal Expanse. This setting is like if Sea of Thieves and Atlantis were chucked into a nebula swimming with big space fish and temporal wormholes, with big fat chunks of subclasses and a heritage system that throws dirt in the eye of player races. In space, everybody's gonna look weird, which means you can make the fart dude from Treasure Planet and play him, or hire this other guy as a part of your crew. I don't like this character. The most exciting concept here is the idea of flying your own flag and gaining reputation with it. I'm one of those One Piece people, and if I can be a straw hat in space who gets to fight lightning moon gods, I'm already there. Look at this scene while I say that they'll be launching on the 14th of June on Kickstarter, and then check out this astounding scene as I overlay text with this call to action thing. Thank you Ghostfire for supporting me, go check them out and stay tuned for the up data. Behold the not ad part. Welcome to a video about Azer, the ultimate molten artists who crafted a magnificent city of boob-topped buildings and then got shafted by Flame Genie Oni, who wanted to do a little less than just leave the Forge Pipers unpied. Now if you're looking at them directly, you'd be thinking, oh, that's just what happens when a 2-foot-tall Ghost Rider and Frank Fontaine from BioShock do the fusion dance. But they're actually a neat little factory of potential, and their history in D&D is a little bleak and shitty. And also a loose clone of most other D&D monsters. Spoilers, there's slavery, but at this point, who's surprised? Let's get crackin'. Long ago, in a land made of fire and brimstone, the fire genies known as the Efreet and the Azer were the best of pals. Over a couple of brewskis at an Applebee's downtown, the leaders of both tribes agreed that they would build a city unlike anything else in the realms of all creation. They set out to build this legendary City of Brass, the only place anyone ever wants to visit in the entire Plane of Fire. Because, you know, the rest of it is fire. But when production started, it seems like the Efreet just set up lawn chairs and grabbed lemonades while the Azer went to work. Then, because I'm stating the book directly when it says the Azer finished their work, the Efreet all stood up from their lawn chairs, drew their Schmidt-Mars, and thought it would be really funny to enslave a race. Instead of doing, I don't know, anything else, it's a whole world, you can do anything, don't have to okay. Hilariously enough, this is the first marked failure of slavers not even capturing their targets. The Azer just got away, but because they don't have functioning Penoises, they take ages to bump up their population. So instead of waging war, the two of them just entered a Cold War in the Plane of Fire. The Efreet, who eventually got rather good at capturing and selling, amassed an insane army of wealth and bodies alike. The Azer, who only recently gained a semblance of numbers, know the exact butthole point to blow up the Efreet Death Star city on any given day. So if war ever sparks out fully, the City of Brass immediately falls into lava and the Azer are all hunted to death by the remaining Efreet. So when you're facing a lose-lose like this, you compromise with the guys who tried to grab you up like rabbits. Now that we're caught up, you might be wondering, if no Pee-Pee or no Vorgingilio, how does 1 and 1 make 3? Well, their bodies are more like one of those hollow chocolate rabbits full of fire. And to make a new one, an Azer has to spend years perfectly sculpting that sweet and savory shell to then pump a piece of their soul into that body. My guess is that the new flames get warmer as they grow and the creator heals from the process. So there you go. When they ran off to Mount Doom in hiding of their trappers, they used their artistic skills to create truly awesome forges and intricate mines that dwarves. Here's a fun fact about the Azer. A huge chunk of magic items floating around the material plane probably involved the handiwork of summoned Azer, which is a great tie-in to adventures. Maybe the party needs a fancy axe from the hands of Peter Dinklage, or maybe the big bad with a backstory sad visited an Azer in the past and commissioned the object that brought them into power. So if the party goes to visit this old Azer, they benefit both from the schematics and from some exposition. Another angle of the tiny Azer operation is their acquisition of shiny things. They've turned the mountains between Earth and Fire into Swiss cheese, probably using Zorn to locate every diamond within a 10,000 block radius. These guys can track rocks. So sometimes they'll send little troops across reality to collect other rocks. So maybe, if you have nice rocks, you can trade them to an Azer and they can build you a Tesla. This is what's kind of sad and also really hilarious. Azer like rocks. Azer can build. Azer are willing to offer their skills pretty liberally considering that they built a city for their friends with a forgettable incentive. But for this working class race of fire, the quote is, "Give me 100 Azer slaves, and I can forge an empire that would make the gods tremble." Like, you can't forge shit if your tool is a workforce. That's like Bezos saying he hand-delivered my 100 pack of zip ties. Or that Hearst guy saying that he made the fucking castle. He didn't. A woman did. I hate both of these guys. A lot. Much like this castle, the Azer's dwarvish body is described as a facade, which means a false appearance to conceal a true nature. And that confuses me. I have a hunch that maybe, because this face doesn't scream acquaintable, that they're actually concealing a more docile and kind-hearted nature. They are lawful neutral, and they probably used to be lawful good. I think that's all I got on the Azer, who I think are a lot cooler than just flaming dwarves. There's a huge amount of potential exploring their history, their skills, and the plight in their realm of fire and earth. I mean, hell, they're wedged between the enslaving Ifrit and the other genies, the Dao, who also really like the gemstones that these guys collect. That's a primer for war, my friend, and they could use the help of, I don't know, adventurers? That's basically Azer. I've been gone for 2 weeks because my pop-pop got married. And my girlfriend officially became a locksmith, so I'm gonna come break into your house now. Goodbye.